Why is it important to tell the truth and not just lie? What even is the truth, and how does it work? What do we get from being honest, and what do we lose? And why should we choose it? What's the connection between truth and authenticity? Why should we be authentic, be ourselves, and not just blend in with people? How and why authenticity makes us feel a deep connection? In this world, you can choose whether you want to accept how things look sometimes and go with the truth, or try to make your life easier in every way possible by cheating and lying. Both ways are technically accepted in society, and the decision often depends on your own values and morals. But we can notice somewhat of a trend nowadays that people are starting to search for authenticity and truth because of different personal reasons, but there is one that connects them all, and that is to feel human. So, yes, we can lie and we can cheat, but then you're just mostly lying to yourself and getting rid of your own humanity, as no one is perfect, so why try to hide it? So it's better to stay truthful to yourself, to your values, to never feel regret of doing something you weren't supposed to, or hurting someone you care about, because the truth will always find its way, even though you may or may not be confronted with it. Hello everyone, Raise Up, and today I want to talk a bit about truth and authenticity. I always care about these values and try to stay honest with myself but also with others. Maybe I should start with how we're always taught in preschool and when we were young that you should always tell the truth, you should be good, and you shouldn't lie to your parents, teachers, or basically anyone above you. Everyone tells us this, but then it turns out that society is pretty much one big lie. Everything is built on lies, half truths, and things that aren't real. So the duality of society, the double standards are messed up. They tell you to be honest, but when they lie to you, it's fine. It doesn't make sense. It makes you wonder why you should even try to be honest when no one seems to be honest with you. But maybe that belief that everyone lies isn't entirely true either. I think it's a good idea to start with defining truth, because people misunderstand what it actually means. Some say that, well, I don't lie to you because my truth is different from yours and I follow these rules and you follow these rules, and it doesn't make my statements wrong and doesn't make your statements right. It's just we have different truths in life. But is truth really something that can differ from person to person? Isn't truth supposed to be universal? If truth depends on our thoughts, then it becomes subjective, and a universal truth can't be subjective. So, what is truth really? I personally learned that lately that truth isn't something exact. It's more of an idea than a solid fact. I think truth is the middle point between every perspective, an undeniable idea that can't be broken by anyone. There's this example where two people look at a number from different sides. One sees a 6, the other sees a 9, but the actual truth is simply that it's a number. That's the middle point between both perspectives, so truth isn't the same as something being true. You can be true in your statement, where you see a 6 or you see a 9, but you're not expressing the whole truth of the situation. So, if everyone lies, and if truth is just an idea, why should we even care about telling the truth? Yes, you can lie and make things easier or escape trouble, but in the end, what does it really give you? And what does lying give you compared to what truth gives you? Does the truth even have to give you something? Maybe not, but we still know what morally feels right. Personally, I always craved the truth, probably because I felt like I was always being lied to. I never agreed with how things were happening and stuff was told so often that often wasn't true. I even found evidence for it. Maybe that's why I care so much. But there's a reason I would tell someone else to fight for the truth. In the end, everything depends on you and how you see the world. I'm not the one to judge, but if I were to say something, I'd say this. When something happens and you know you were telling the truth and doing what felt right, you don't have to feel guilt later. You know you didn't you know you did what you were supposed to, and if things turned out a certain way, maybe they were meant to. I think the benefit of telling the truth is the comfort of not having regrets later. If you know you acted in a way you believed was right and truthful, you can't really feel bad about it. And I say this because I disagree with myself and with the things I did these last couple of months, and I don't think I was right in those moments. I don't think I was doing according to what I believe is true. And now I'm here having regrets with everything I've broken and the people I've hurt. So maybe that's the reason. Truth just brings peace. Because when you cheat on a test or with a partner or just anywhere else, you feel stress and adrenaline. Everything becomes harder, you're more likely to fail, and why do you feel that adrenaline and stress? Because you're taking the easy way out, not the right way. You're lying to yourself, and that guilt stays with you even if you don't recognize it, even if you don't think it's guilt. And that's why lying and cheating destroys your peace. And you could ask, but could the world today exist if no one lied? And honestly, I don't think so. Society wouldn't exist as it is today. Maybe we wouldn't be as developed, but we also wouldn't be as messed up. Yes, we have technological advancements, but look at the cost. People lying to themselves and cheating created a society where people are broken. Maybe we are living in the future, but people hurt each other, cheat, and aren't loyal. Everyone assumes everyone is bad, and so you can trust no one and have to cry alone. And even if you get the money or success, people still won't be loyal. Being someone doesn't make you a better person, it doesn't change anything. And of course, you can follow your dreams, but it won't magically bring you people with values and morals. This is seen a lot in dating, but also with friends. Most talk shit behind your back, usually things that aren't even true. So people learn to lie to be accepted because they're scared to be alone. And by this, they end up even more lonely. So, yeah, lying to yourself affects your whole life. You might be good at things, you might get good things from a better job or stuff, but what does it give you really? What do money or achievements matter if you lose your values? What's more important, living how you know you should, or having 10,000 V-Bucks on your Fortnite account? So yes, a society without lies wouldn't exist, but it wouldn't exist in both a good and a bad way. We wouldn't be so advanced, but we also wouldn't be so messed up. Why do so many people want to themselves or do stupid, harmful things? I don't think that's development. I don't think that's advancement. So I think everyone should reflect on whether all of this is positive or negative. And now I also want to talk a bit about authenticity. I think there's a difference between truth and authenticity, as authenticity requires you to know the truth and tell the truth, but it can be artificial or natural, while truth can't be faked. You can fake being authentic by dismissing the truth, but you can't fake truth itself. So, how should you be authentic in public? By being yourself. That's pretty much the whole point. Being yourself and not lying to yourself or others about who you are. It doesn't mean you should be proud of every single thing you do, but you shouldn't hide the things you do. Just stay honest to your values and don't let people break your boundaries easily. But you will never be able to be 100% authentic and transparent because people influence you. Sometimes you can't show everything when you're around others because people affect one another. To be your complete true self, you'd basically have to live in isolation like a monk in a sanctuary or on a mountain meditating. Elsewhere, people will always affect you. But even if you can't be 100% yourself, you can still sit and think about everything and figure out what is truly yours and what isn't. Then you can decide what should stay and what shouldn't, for you to be the most yours version of yourself. Being influenced doesn't mean you can't be yourself. So you might ask, why should you care about being authentic if you can't fully be authentic? But as I said, you can't be. It just takes time and thinking, a lot of effort. But once you know who you are, you can show who you truly are, even with people influencing you. And how does authenticity affect others? By being yourself, you show others that they can be themselves too. Society might be messed up, but we don't have to be. If everyone were themselves, nobody would need to blend in. But blending in is easier. Thinking for yourself is harder, and a lot of people were never taught how to do it. You can't expect someone to do something they were never taught, like giving a blind child a book and laughing because they can't read it. So it's not really possible for society to be fully honest and authentic. Some people just don't know how or why they should be. But if they understood the benefits, many would probably try to learn it. It's not impossible, you just have to try. And how would society look if more people were authentic? Probably better, but our world is built on lies, and so now people crave authenticity. They want what they didn't notice before, and after the pandemic, after being closed off from others, people want to feel human again. Even me here, sharing my personal thoughts without hiding the bad sides that have also hurt people. But I'm a human being, I make mistakes, and we can't make ourselves perfect. Also, AI content everywhere makes people crave authenticity more. If everything is artificial, why would you feel connected to anything? People are social beings, they need connection. The people more and more people are sitting alone in the rooms nowadays, wanting to feel human again, but they're locked behind their screens and they just want to talk to someone. But everyone online is pretending to be perfect. So how can you get human connection with anyone? And when everything is perfect, nothing matters. If there are no bad things, then good things lose meaning. And I think this is where I'll leave you today. Because in the end, all of this comes down to personal experience and ideas. Many people will perceive these topics differently, and I want you to reflect on them on your own instead of just giving you a quick summary. I'm also open on your thoughts and maybe starting a discussion. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I wish you a great day and peace.